Welcome to the MotoAmerica Championship at Atlanta. 3 races in the book so far today. We still have 2 more to go. It's the first stop, the first race for these guys coming up here at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. It's the Twins Cup coming up next, and we will not have a defending champion. Last year's champion, Rocco Landers, has moved on to the Super Sport class. Welcome inside our booth here. Is a beautiful media center, by the way. Robbie Floyd along with the champ Roger Hayden, Michael Hills down trackside. We won't see that, familiar face of Rocco Landers on top after winning that championship last year, but there's several guys ready to take his spot.
Yeah, plenty of guys now. Now that Rocco's out there, the champs moved on. Now it's time for somebody else to step up, and we've seen that this weekend. Some new guys in the class, and a lot of new names up toward the top.
Familiar faces though, and familiar bikes. One especially is Teague Hobbs. I mean, he's on a Suzuki, a familiar bike that I think won a championship a couple of years ago. He's riding it very fast. He looks to be the one to beat, even though we've been hearing a lot about the Aprilia riders.
He looks, so far, he's kind of set the pace for the weekend. Been top of the sheets almost every session, and a lot of times doing it by himself and doing the lap after lap and not getting a tow. And then with the Aprilias, it's a first time they had them on the track was yesterday, so they're still learning the bike, and they're going to get stronger as they go.
And there's going to be a guy in second on the grid, Caleb DeCarroll on the 51. He's on one of the Robham Engineering machines. He's going to be one of the guys to look for. It's not the familiar Yamaha he was used to seeing or riding last year, but Jody Berry, he'll also be on an Aprilia. The 717, he's going to start inside that front row, and that's a bike that I think he has had some laps on, unlike the Robham guys, who literally the first time on the bike at all was yesterday.
And you can just see how we spoke with Jody Berry today and how excited he was to be on that front row. That's his first front row, and it's going to be weird. We've seen so many new names in here. They don't know how they're going to be racing each other for the first time. They're not going to know what it's like. But, maybe Teague and Caleb have raced each other before, and Hayden Schultz has been up there as well. But you keep seeing new names kind of trending toward the top, so it's going to be exciting to see.
You saw the 16 there. He's going to be in that Aprilia sandwich. That's a local rider from Roswell, Georgia, on the Pure Attitude Racing Suzuki. Trevor Standish, he's going to be one to look for as well, giving that second row start. Chris Parrish, Toby Comstock will be up near the front as well. Parrish, a former champion of the Twins Cup. Things have changed so much. Parrish, I say that. The riders have changed. The bikes have changed since Parrish has won that championship. But he's a guy that has been fast. I know he was out there, I think, at a WERA event or an endurance event a couple of weeks ago, testing his skills. Chris Bay's a familiar face. He'll start in 10th, the 621. Liam McDonald on the 37, a newcomer to MotoAmerica. As we get ready to head towards our racing action today, let's go down to our partner in crime down there, Michael Hill.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad that you've noticed that I'm getting a suntan down here. One individual who is getting a suntan, but I think he's a little bit on the nervous side, is the team owner of Atlanta-based team Pure Attitude Racing. It's a quick start here, so we're not going to go onto the grid, but Dean Standish, you've put together a 4-rider team this year. You've brought in a Malaysian Superbike champion. You've really invested in the team. Your son Trevor's going to start from the second row of the grid. How's the nerves? It must be bad enough with one rider. Now you've got 2 of them.
You know what? We started out a little bit rough. We had some learning curves, but we've made great progress, and the 2 of them work really well together. They've hit it off. They've only known each other 3 days, basically, but they worked great together out in qualifying, too, to get Liam a little bit closer to the front, and I got a lot of confidence in both of them.
I'm going to let you go in a second, but very, very quickly, he's the most local rider to the circuit, Trevor Standish. There's a lot of fans around here. I tell you what, I don't want to make you feel any more nervous, but an Atlanta rider on the box in this one would be something special.
It would be real special, and he's been waiting a long time for it.
We'll let you go because I know the bikes are coming. I tell you what, guys, there is so much excitement from this team, and as you've already mentioned, as I can just see there, Teague Hobbs coming to the grid to take his pole position down here. We've got the new Aprilia RS660, which I know all 3 of us have been talking about throughout these days. Trevor Standish now just actually coming down here to the box in front of his dad. This is any one of 5 or 6 riders to fight for the podium. My opinion is that Teague Hobbs, as long as he keeps out of trouble at turn 1, could make a bit of a break. What do you guys think?
For me, I think that should be Teague Hobbs' race plan. Get out front and check out. And
the Rocco mode?
Yeah, don't get in a battle. Let those guys behind you battle it out while you pull away, and don't try to get in a big pack. we've seen some earlier, there were some accidents, you know, when you're getting a lot of riders in a pack. Try to break away, do what you've been doing in all the practices and all the qualifiers this weekend, put your laps in and check out. But we've seen Caleb DeCarroll before whenever he was a little bit off. He's not really that far off this weekend. But when the race comes toward the end, he gets stronger.
He's 3/10 off as far as qualifying is concerned. He's not 3/10 off on race pace. I'm here to tell you right now, there's Michael Koplis down there talking to him. The guy's been helping to make those bikes fast, and it's a 3-rider team, so they're kind of sharing information and trying to make it. I think they're just honestly trying to get through this weekend. If they can keep all 3 bikes running, they all should be in that, you know, top 5, top 6 range. I mean, to be half of that top 6. Toby Komsuk, another one of those guys on the Robham Engineering Aprilia, number 27. He's going to be one to look for. His gear looks a little bit different. The bikes look identical, but their gear looks a little different. But the KD51's definitely the one that should be the guy. He's only got to beat Rocco last year. I mean, it was Rocco and Caleb this year.
Especially how impressive he was last year at Barber. Remember that race where he came from pretty far back, you know, with really fast lap times.
And he threw it away, but you're right.
And Jody Berry here, you know, front row for him. He'll be in the mix.
Yes.
But the thing is, Caleb got a new bike, new team. They don't have a lot of laps on it. If you don't have the pace to win it today, don't force it, because it's a long season, and that bike is only going to get better as the season goes.
Absolutely. And again, for those of you not familiar with the Aprilia and MotoAmerica, we do believe that Jody Berry has had some time on his and actually has raced that bike and ridden that bike. But that Robham Engineering crew, I mean, the Aprilia just got homologated a month and a half ago or so, but all of these bikes have been bought in preparation for that to happen. As we take a look at our starting grid, it is a full field. We're going to get some lap riders as well. It could play a factor with it being a 12-lap race, Roger.
Yeah, 12 laps. We got 27 riders signed up for the Twins Cup this weekend, so it's definitely going to be packed, and that's why we talk about Teague Hobbs. When you get that break, try to build a gap so you don't have to force yourself through.
There's that front row we've talked about, and poor Jody didn't get his picture taken. He's the ghost rider. The pattern is full, and Caleb was having a good time when he got his picked up. Trevor Standish in the middle of that Aprilia sandwich. Chris Parrish, the champ. Melendez, Chris Bays looking for a little strength out there today. This is a very strong field of Twins Cup riders.
It really is. See Liam McDonald there. He had an issue this morning. Looks like they got it fixed toward the end of the session, so good to see that you made your race.
Other trees, the lady out there on the 124 starting on the outside of row 7. She got a fast bike. She proved that yesterday. Gino Angela back with us again in MotoAmerica. Adam Fawcett, the 24th qualifier. He's starting inside row 8. Almost 25 riders in this Twins Cup race. They're going to be doing their recon lap and line up and get ready to go. This will be a 12-lap adventure here in Atlanta, MotoAmerica Championship of Atlanta. The Twins Cup, race number 1. They'll get another opportunity tomorrow. They love it. I mean, most of these guys, they say, I want to race twice every weekend.
It's good for them, because actually for anybody to get 2 races one weekend, if you have a problem or something happens the first race, you get another chance to try again and do something positive.
One other guy we haven't talked about that was on the Robham Engineering Aprilia that may be another one to look for, and he was a podium finisher in this class last year, Hayden Schultz. He'll be starting, outside row 2 on the 49. And what made me think about it, you know, life of a racer, KD51. Did he stall the bike there?
It
looked like he stalled the bike, or he's looking at something trying to get it refired. I don't look at him blipping his throttle.
I don't know if sometimes you have to hit something.
He's
I don't know how their
neutral.
electronics are to get the start.
Okay, yeah, he's definitely in gear. You saw him grab it. All right, let's look at the lights. Going to turn red, and when they drop out, it'll be time to go. First race of 2021 for the Twins Cup. Teague Hobbs leads the field. Can he hold it into turn 1? Trevor Standish with a good jump on that outside, driving around, but Caleb DeCarroll underneath.
Caleb knows what he needs to do. He cannot let Teague Hobbs get out front and pull away. That's just a smart move by Caleb to get up there and put an aggressive pass, and for him to try to set the pace.
We really have not seen them together on the racetrack at all this week, have we? Now we're going to see them nose to tail. And it's still early on, but I mean, it's a 12-lap race, and Teague Hobbs is right in the business of Caleb DeCarroll. You said if you were Teague, you'd try and get out in front and pull away. Where's his chance coming on that back straight?
For me, if I was Caleb, I would try to do exactly what he's doing now. If somebody's a little quicker than me, I want to be in front of them and try to force them to follow me.
Jody Berry lost a little bit of ground. You see him on that white bike, the 717. I think he's back there in about 4th or 5th, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like 4th. There goes the 717 of Berry. Another Aprilia.
You can see the top two are already trying to make a little bit of a break, but the draft is kind of bringing them all back together through the kink.
That was a strong run by Trevor Standish on the whole shot, though, starting middle of that second row, and he basically was in 3rd before he even got to that first turn. Teague Hobbs with the pass in this first lap, and now we'll get to see how fast he is all by his lonesome out there, or all out in front with nobody in front of him. Caleb DeCarroll in second. Look at that race. Now we're starting to see Jody Berry already putting the pressure on Trevor Standish. Which one of the Robin bikes is behind? It's Hayden Schultz. I believe you have a Schultz behind Standish right there. Kind of lined up nose to tail. And you know, we've mentioned how the Aprilias are new. That's a confirmed bike. That SV650, that Suzuki's been around for a while. It's won back-to-back championships with Alex Dumas and also with Rocco Landers on it. So that's a tried and true proven winner.
And I don't know, that first split, they really, the top two really got through there well and kind of made the break. But you're right, that bike Teague Hobbs is on, you know, he raced it last year. He's got time on it. You know, the guys that built it have built it to win championships before.
And unfortunately, Teague Hobbs, I don't think, had the funds to keep going the entire year last year. Because what, he had a podium at New Jersey, I think a second place finish, and then he wasn't there the next weekend. I was asking, where is Teague Hobbs? They said, I just didn't have the coin. Look at the KD51 dropping around the outside. He's going to be set up on the outside as they make that next turn, or unless he gets closed off. He didn't have the opportunity.
He didn't have the speed. It kind of looks like he pulled out and he kind of stalled out a little bit.
Let's go down to Michael Hill.
I spoke to Teague Hobbs after the warm-up this morning, and he said, I've got quite a big advantage. Racing is a different thing. His strategy was to pull the pin and get away. Looks like Caleb DeCarroll has got different ideas, and a great ride so far from Trevor Standish. But you're right, the top two guys are pulling away, and it looks as though, providing the group behind keep battling, I think these top two are going to escape. I think any chance that Teague Hobbs has got of transforming that idea that he had of putting some distance between him and the rest of the field, Caleb DeCarroll has got other ideas.
And Jody Berry makes a pass on Trevor Standish for 3rd now. And he sees that going up in front. He does not want either one of them to get away.
This race is close back up a little bit.
Yeah, it has. That's what I'm saying. But I think it all starts right there. But look at even Chris Parrish. Parrish sneaking in the picture. The 128, and he's back there in 6th. Toby Komsuk in 7th. They really bunched up, Raj. Toby Komsuk with the fastest lap of the race, a 135.96. He's back in 7th place. Look at him going side by side. Now you see Hayden Schultz throwing his racecraft into the mix. Running a little bit wide right there, but this is a guy who finished second last year.
And you can see what that did. That kind of let the other guys kind of pull away, and Hayden can see that gap, and he's trying to force the issue.
He's trying to make something happen in a place he might not necessarily do, but he knows he cannot let him get away. 1, 2, and 3. Hobbs, DeCarroll, Berry. There's 4th with Standish. The 16. 49 in 5th, Hayden Schultz. I don't see that. I don't really see that Suzuki pulling away right there. Do you?
They look really evenly matched. It does look like when the Aprilia pulls out to make the pass, it just kind of stalls out a little bit. For the most part, it looks pretty even. And Jody Berry's definitely joined the party at the front.
That's one Aprilia, maybe not the other. Again, they are not teammates. They're both on Aprilias. And Berry, the word was that he had been riding that bike. Caleb and the crew, they didn't. The first time they rode it was yesterday in the first practice. I think they were happy to get through practice. Now they'll be happy, as they told me, with the top 5. But they're expecting top 3s, and now still sticking his nose in there here and there. Caleb DeCarroll's been a rider who raced Super Sport in MotoAmerica before.
And you can see Teague Hobbs uses a lot wider line through turn 1, and it seems like that's where these guys are closing back up. You see Jody Berry's now made a pass in the 2nd. His last lap was the fastest lap of the race.
Goes from 3rd to 2nd now on lap number 4 of 12. Find your favorite rider on the left of the screen. Former champ Chris Parrish in 6th. We've heard that the 79 of Teague Hobbs will get a penalty for jumping the start, and that stinks because he didn't even get the start.
No, that's definitely going to be disappointing for him. We always talk about how good it is to have 2 races this weekend, and for him, he's going to be so glad to be able to have that race tomorrow, because once you serve that penalty, there's no way you're going to be able to win the race.
So what is his penalty for jumping a start?
He's going to have to come and make a lap down pit lane at pit lane speed limit, which is 50 miles an hour.
So it's not like dropping 1 or 2 spots.
No.
And he has to take it at a certain time?
Certain amount of laps.
Because if you do it early, you're going to get passed by a lot more riders. You wait till the end. If you're fast, you can spread it out. Oh, man, that's just going to make him sick. And
he's going to show it. It'll be right at the start-finish line. They get the board out now. She comes out of the last corner. You can see it up there on that.
Hayden Schultz goes wide there, and he is motocross, and you see that
yellow board there.
Jump start 79, so he knows what to do. That next time he'll have to pull into pit lane, or is there just an inner lane that they make him do?
Laps.
So now you're watching this go down as Teague Hobbs is out in front, but he knows he's going to do something different. On to the left. This is the start. Look at the rider in front to the right. The blue and orange bike, 79. Oh, my goodness. That I saw one last year. I think it was a Dominic Doyle start last year. Oh, if that's a jump start. And again, I'm not official, but I still have eyes, and that is a tough call. And I'm not official, and I would not want to make that call. He looked like he was near the end of the box, and I mean, you're splitting hairs there. That's going to be tough. And they have cameras straight to the side. We're looking from our TV cameras in front, so it might have looked a little worse straight, because every row has their own camera.
Yeah, they get different angles they can look at it and stuff, but yeah, you're right, from up here, didn't really look that bad. But how about Jody Berry here, kind of making a run here on the back straight on the brakes? Didn't get close enough.
He's just sitting there watching it, right? I mean, he's sitting it all go down. I think Jody Berry's faster than Teague Hobbs. He just needs to pick his spot.
And I'm sure Teague Hobbs is going to do another lap for sure, just to make sure that board said 79. You know, like double check.
Are you sure? Oh, man. Just feel sick for Teague Hobbs. Jump start was the call from the race officials. Caleb DeCarroll had the fastest lap of the race, a 135.1.
Jody Berry's making a pass.
There he goes, trying to make that move.
Where I talk about Teague Hobbs runs it really wide out of turn 1, and it sets these guys up getting a lot better drive up into 2 and 3.
Is he kind of saying, here it is, and then no? I mean, as in he cuts off that angle going into 2?
I don't know, but he makes it back up once he gets into, you know, the 3-4 area, because he pulls a little bit of a gap.
Does he like that wider line? Maybe sets him up a little bit. If he's coming from that inside, he just doesn't see it or feel it right.
Now Caleb's making a pass into turn 6 into second.
Excellent racecraft, but again,
Jody Berry strikes right by.
Yeah, gives up too much. He runs it wide, and Berry goes underneath him. Great race, 1, 2, and 3. Teague Hobbs, Jody Berry, Caleb DeCarroll. We know Teague Hobbs has to pull in for a jump start penalty, so that's going to put Berry in effect in second place, and the 51 should be your leader. Again, the officials rule that Teague Hobbs jumped the start, and you know the same thing.
Caleb making the pass.
Teague has to see that, but what do you do when you know you're Caleb DeCarroll and you say, hey, I know he has to pull in, but he's not pulling in? Do you pressure it when you know you're really in first place, even though you're second on the track?
He's pressuring it because he's got a guy behind him too that he wants to try to pull away from. If it was just those two, then
you wouldn't worry about it.
You wouldn't worry about it.
But man, that could really cost you if you try and run it into a place that you probably shouldn't be in or pushing the situation.
Teague Hobbs is going to need to come in pretty soon. If not, you know, they'll just black flag you,
and that's the
race
reason.
Will be over.
That's the reason for it, right, Raj? Because you're affecting the outcome of the race the longer you stay out there. And you probably hear Caleb from all the way here in the booth complaining about that. If he knows he needs to pull over, he's like, get over now. Because if Caleb is faster, maybe he could pull away from Jody. And again, the fastest lap of the race, the guy back in 5th place, a 135.11. Let's go down to Michael.
Yeah, just watching this with a real interest. Firstly on Teague Hobbs, if he doesn't pull in at the end of this next lap, he will get a black flag. That's in the rule. He'll be out 0 points. But interestingly, the team of Trevor Standish, Pure Attitude Racing, they're giving him the signal to the guys behind. He's lapping very similar in terms of pace. I don't have the lap times here, but they're telling him, just calm down, don't do anything silly. A podium for this team at their home race would mean everything to them. So keep your eyes on Standish, keep your eyes on the gap behind, because that's what we need to watch. Standish has been told, don't push it, don't throw it into the hedge. A podium here is like a win for Trevor and for this team.
Well, he's going to have to get going because Toby is going really quick right now. Just did the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, he did about a second and a half faster than
Let's
Standish
see what
that
Teague
last
does.
lap.
Here's his opportunity to pull in.
I don't think I would have gave him that pit board, would you? Don't back off.
See what T's going to get now. This is going to be his last lap right here, I think, to get it to pull in. They gave the board out.
But to pull in, he has to do it before he even gets to that downhill, right?
Out of turn 10B, you'll see him stay right to the inside, coming up over the bridge.
Yeah, the rise.
See, there's that.
Teague Hobbs, Jody Berry, Caleb DeCarroll, 1, 2, and 3. The 79 has a jump start penalty that he will have to pull in this time. So his pit board has to be telling him something. Pull in now, something, you know.
Might say pit.
I mean, surely he sees it, right? I mean, I've seen crazier things. I've seen guys pull over under white flags thinking it's checkered flags. Caleb DeCarroll.
I'm impressed with Jody Berry. I mean, kind of never seen him up to the front and really mixing it up with these guys. First year in the Twins Cup. Every year there's always somebody we don't expect. They come in and battle at the front.
Jody Berry from Lake in the Hills, Illinois, racing for Righteous Racing on the Aprilia RS 660. There's DeCarroll trying to slipstream and pull out. He's going to be on the outside. That should set him up on the inside in the next turn. But
so
nope.
if he's going to pull in,
it has to be right here, huh?
Right after this next right-hander.
And that could bunch up. That could really make things interesting. It ain't happening, is it?
No, and now it's the black flag. Looks like it's going to be, yep, he's going to get black flag.
Is he just not looking at it? Is he just not looking up?
I don't know.
Or did he say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to protest at the end of the day.
I don't know if he didn't look up or what, but even if you protested, when you get a black flag, you got to pull in. And that's I mean, it's so disappointing. I know you're probably mad and you don't think you jumped and all that, but serve your penalty, take your lump and move on. Still try to get some points.
And now's what happening is he's really affecting the race for the win because he can't win. He's going to be out. Teague Hobbs has that penalty, and yeah, he's not making two guys very happy, is he? And Jody Berry, because they can't go out there and race each other. Now he let him by. Now he let him by. And right when he let him by, boy, it was.
He must have seen it. I mean, he's seen the black flag, obviously.
But Caleb he did the slingshot there. I don't know why Jody backed off quite as much, because he definitely chopped the throttle. Because Caleb just drove right around in a place he normally wouldn't do so. Again, I thought Jody was quicker than Teague Hobbs earlier, but every time we think one of these Aprilias is going to pull away, here he comes again. Jody Berry driving around the outside. That bike is fast, Raj.
He's got a good horse under him.
Yeah, I think the work that they've put in on that bike, they've had the time to do it, and it's definitely making a difference, but the handling not there that time. Maybe that's why he
made a little wave to Caleb.
Maybe that's why he could have pulled over, because he knew he could
and Teague is definitely pulling in this lap.
I think
it doesn't matter now. His race is over.
I think he missed the board earlier on or something. I think I just don't know.
Well, here's the battle for the win here.
And Trevor Standish is now up into third. Hayden Schultz behind him, only a tenth of a second. You might have an Aprilia sweep. I know the Aprilia from North America are here today too. They would love to see that. Trevor Standish is ready to say, nope, I'm putting my Suzuki in between. You see that battle just behind. That's a three-rider battle.
Yeah.
Komsuk in there. You might have all the Robham guys in there in that mix for third. Right now, Aprilia, Suzuki.
I don't know what Jody Berry's doing. He's kind of looking back and waving his hand up. I don't know if he's got a problem or what.
I don't know.
Hayden Schultz now has moved up in the fourth.
That's what I was saying. That one time when you saw Teague Hobbs pull over, I think Jody backed off the throttle for some reason, and it looks like he keeps doing it occasionally. Maybe he's having some issues one way or another, and we can't see it or hear it. Caleb DeCarroll's starting to pull away.
Something must have happened for him to lose that much in that one little part.
We've seen in other races today, a guy that had been out in front couldn't stay out in front. Something wrong with the engine or the motor, just not having the HP that he had early on. Trevor Standish still holding on to third place. Pure Attitude Racing Suzuki, 4 seconds behind our lead pack, but he's got a 1/10 of a second. That's not even a 1/10 of an advantage over a guy who finished on the podium last year here in Twins Cup behind Caleb DeCarroll, and he finished just in front of Rocco Landers, the champion. Hayden sizing him up.
Trying to get in his draft so he can make a pass into one. Just didn't get close enough.
And with Toby Komsuk being the rider behind him, you know he'll probably be a little more gentle than maybe somebody that's not a teammate. You don't expect him to run out there and possibly, you know, take that chance. Not being a teammate, surely. Oh, he is as close
Hayden
as you
is definitely
can get.
a little quicker through that section.
I mean, he is all over.
And also, Jody Berry's kind of reeled in Caleb, reeled him back down.
There goes a pass on the inside for Hayden Schultz. Standish drops back. He's going to try and undercut a little bit, but not this time. Or is it over that rise once again? You're right. I'm not sure about Jody Berry. It's back and forth, back and forth. Caleb DeCarroll, 1833. CJ knows. I think it's a team sponsor as one of his crew, and CJ knows how to pick winners. I'm telling you. Bob Fisher and the bagger is going to be running it as well.
Here we go. Here's the battle for the podium. Trevor's made the pass back. The Honda's got some speed.
Suzuki. That red, I know it gets me.
So if, you know, Hayden needs to really make the pass and then get away in that first sector where you can tell he's a lot stronger, you know, where he caught him up that last lap.
So typically on these straightaways where you would think you would maybe do a slingshot type move, I don't think that's going to be the case for Hayden. White flag is out. One more lap to go. Caleb DeCarroll that last time around had a half a second advantage. This is the race back in the pack in third. There's third, fourth, and fifth as we see it. Caleb, man, that's not a half a second, is it? Look at this. A couple of Aprilias going at it for first and second. A couple of Aprilias back there in third and fifth. Caleb DeCarroll trying to win another race here in Twins Cup. He doesn't have Rocco to worry about, boy.
He got in a little wide in 5. See, that put him out.
He's got a lot of Jody Berry to deal with. I think a little separation right there.
Jody's shaking his head a little bit. It just seems like there's something's not, you know, something's not right, because you see how much gap he loses right there in that one spot.
An 11-time winner at MotoAmerica, 9 times in the Twins Cup, twice in Super Sport. He's been at it for a long time. He's a pro motocross racer as well as Caleb DeCarroll. There's the race for second on this final lap.
Hayden's made the move somewhere.
And then again, the power of Standish.
That Suzuki just has a little more top speed.
Give it time. It's the first time
Here comes Toby, might get a double draft.
Yes, he will.
Just not close enough.
It's the first time those Aprilias have been out on the track. They're going to get faster as the year goes on. Now Suzuki, it's been race proven for quite a while. Back out in front, looks like Standish is going to be. Who's going to take the win? Caleb DeCarroll, KD51 makes that right-hand turn for the final time. No problems for him. Chalk it up to another victory. KD51.
Did Hayden make a pass into the last corner?
Second for Berry.
Hayden Schultz, I think, made a pass in the last corner.
At the stripe, you're right, Hayden Schultz. We didn't think he could do it on the straightaway. He does it in the turns. Hayden Schultz makes it an Aprilia, 1, 2, and 3. The Suzuki of Standish fourth. Komsuk in fifth on another Aprilia, and Chris Parrish in sixth. What a run. Hey, some excellent racecraft from all of our top 5 or 6 right there. I mean, these guys were cooking it today.
And even after the start-finish line, you know, after the checker flag, you seen Jody Berry shaking his head a little bit. So I'm kind of interested to see.
I want to ask him.
What the problem was.
Actually, I don't have to ask. I can get Michael to ask. We can find out what was going on. Was it a bike issue, or is it one of those things like, dang it, I screwed up, you know? Which
he did it too many times.
Well, hey, I've made many mistakes in many laps. How many perfect laps have you turned in your lifetime, do you think?
Thousands.
Oh, you were so full of it. Oh, my goodness. Perfect
Closer
laps.
to millions, probably.
Oh, my gosh. It's getting deep in here. Hey, how about a first-time victory for the Robham Engineering team, or this new team on the Aprilias? It's pretty good when you bring 3 riders. Where's Carl at? Carl Price is the team manager.
Yeah, he's here.
He ain't even getting a race, but he's putting those guys on top. How about for their team, though? 1st, 3rd, and 5th. They're hitting all the odd numbers. There's going to be a Guinness shared, I'm sure, in the pits.
I don't think Caleb seen the checkered flag last lap.
Or did
he? Didn't. He did an extra lap.
That's fine. Hey, you can't go wrong. But, hey, remember, I said that earlier. He screwed up that one year when he pulled over on the white. I said that. And
he's going to look back and see some of those guys and be like,
maybe we called it. We saw a white flag. Maybe they double whited it and we called it. I don't know. I need to see a replay to make sure we did it.
Already slowed down. Hey, it's a lot better to do an extra one than one too short.
You don't get penalized for that, right? You can say I missed it and they can't fault you, but when you pull over like he did at Indianapolis and let Hayden Schultz go by, remember that? I even mentioned that one, did a little, but hey, he made sure that wasn't going to happen. You know what? I bet you his buddy Garrett Gerloff's watching on the other side of the pond going, you didn't pull over this time, did you? He turned that 12-lap race or however many into a 13-lapper. Gino Angela giving him congratulations as he comes across. The KD51 Life of a Racer going to be doing good. Another guy that's good at his Moto 360 show that we watch during the week, Hayden Schultz, trying to get a little flavor of all the motorcycle scene. Have you seen any? Have you checked out some of his stuff?
Not yet.
Yeah, he's got a good show. I see it on Facebook. Michael Hill is going to be down there talking to the riders here in just a minute. So again, Caleb DeCarroll with a victory. We still want to know what was up with Jody Berry. He kept looking around and almost looked a little disappointed, either with the biker himself at times during that race. I know they had to be disappointed if they saw, you know, if they're looking up every time seeing Teague Hobbs pull in, and he didn't, you know, that had to be some frustration no matter what.
Yeah, he might be a little frustrated, but you can, you know, when that happens in a race, you just have to deal with it and race what's in front of you. He knew Caleb was right there, and that's who he had to battle.
He gets a little extra lap around there, a little parade lap for Caleb DeCarroll with his first victory of 2021. Jody Berry and Hayden Schultz make it a Aprilia sweep. Suzuki of Trevor Standish just off the podium. Boy, he fought till the last turn. Tony Komsuk, Chris Parrish. See Liam McDonald with his first race in the U.S. here in MotoAmerica with a top 10 finish. Heather Treese, the top 15, going to get some points on her Suzuki.
Something happened to Liam McDonald too last lap. He lost a couple spots. I'm not sure what happened.
4 races down. We still have 1 more to go here shortly. And you see Max Flinders down there talking with him as well. Jody, excellent run. I was entertained. You know, do I entertain you? Yes, everybody entertained us right there. We questioned who would kind of pick up the reins from Rocco Landers and that legacy that he set out there. So still, it's been over a year since anybody's won besides Rocco Landers and Caleb DeCarroll in the Twins Cup. You know, there have been times, I know they have tire choices. It looked like their tires stayed, you know, up under them the entire time. You know, that one race you were talking about at Barber last year when Caleb was closing in on Rocco, turning record pace lap times, and he was pushing the bike and tires beyond its limits. It eventually went down. I haven't heard anybody mention anything about any problems at all. Have you? I mean, it's unbelievable. Let's go down to Michael Hill with our victory podium for the Twins Cup.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos down here because obviously Caleb did that extra lap, but let's just move in if we can. Dunlop technician just down here as well. Let's just squeeze in if we can. Caleb DeCarroll, your debut with this Aprilia. It's a first win in the series for the Aprilia, and you lead the championship. Great race, but you had a bit of tough competition out there.
Yeah, you know, it was a tough race. Yeah, Teague was riding good. Jody was riding really good. We were, you know, right on each other. We had a pretty good pace rolling, and I just kind of sat in and was kind of just being smart and patient. Tire wear was a little iffy. I was kind of sliding around a little bit, so I was trying to be like super careful on the gas. But overall, I mean, Robum Engineering did an amazing job getting this bike out here and on the grid. The Aprilia RS660 is obviously proven to be an amazing bike with us showing up this weekend and getting it done in the first one. I'm super excited, and I just got to thank everybody supporting me. Huge thank you to everybody who supports the team. Matt and Carl and Gene, they all worked so hard to get the bikes ready. I got to give a huge thank you to my mechanic, Mike. Everybody's just worked so hard this weekend. I threw it down in qualifying, so I made extra work for the guys, and overall, I just can't be happier with my Aprilia RS660. And I got to give a huge thank you to 1833 CJ Knows, Accident and Injury Law, Bitcoin Bandit, Von Lewis Music Group, Bob Cycle Supply. Without you guys, I couldn't be out there doing what we do. So thank you to everybody who supports me, and just having a blast here in Atlanta. Good job. We're going to move straight to our second place finisher. It's an Aprilia 123, but it's Righteous Racing's Jody Barry that has managed to make it onto the podium. And we'll move straight in and get a quick word with him. Jody, what a fantastic ride for you. Back in the paddock. Look at that smile. Everybody at home watching this. Big smiles and 20 championship points. What a great way to return to the championship. Great job today.
Yeah, thank you. I can definitely not complain about how that race went. Honestly, I don't have much to say other than it's really hot out. So I'd like to thank Ray Hoffman, my father Bruce Berry, Jason Knudsen, all those guys getting us down here. Lenny at K-Tech for getting the bike dialed in, and Rye and Plus for keeping me safe. So.
Good job. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to move straight over to our third place finisher, Hayden Schultz, and I'm going to get caught in the middle of the girls. Excuse me, young lady. Let me just squeeze in beside you there. Hayden Schultz makes it 2 Robum Engineering RS660s on the podium. Like Caleb, a new bike for you, a new challenge. You didn't disappoint.
Yeah, it was the first time we got to ride these new Robum Engineering Aprilia RS660s was actually free practice 1 yesterday. So we had a lot of work to do just to get acclimated with a new platform and new bike. You know, Caleb and I had success on the Yamahas this year, moved to a new challenge with the Aprilias, and it's safe to say they are so far living up to the hype. And what's crazy is this is the first weekend on them, so the more time we get to ride these and develop them, the more I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. So. I'm really stoked just to start off the season with a podium, and while I'd like to be first or second, it's a long championship, and to be able to come out of here this first weekend on a new bike with these results is an awesome start. I just have to give it up to the whole Robum Engineering crew. Everybody that's been working on these bikes has been going above and beyond, spending so much time and money making this all happen, and the fact that we're here is a testament to all their hard work and what they put in, and I'm just looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, we are too. I don't know about you guys up there in the box. What a cracking way to start the Twins Cup. We're going to do the podium.
Looking at the standings, there's your points leader. 25, the max points, 20 for second. Hayden Schultz with a third. These are the front runners we expected to see up there.
Trevor Standish, he's going to be a little disappointed on that Suzuki losing the podium the last corner.
It happens. You race the whole series. I mean, you're not going to win them all. I mean, it very rarely happens. And right now, the Aprilia of Caleb DeCarroll, your points leader, your winner from round 1, but they're going to get another opportunity tomorrow. Congratulations to him, Barry, as well as the other Aprilia of Hayden Schultz. We've still got one more race to go here on MotoAmerica Live Plus.